bienvenidos a los
Pensativos Podcast.
What's up,
Where
man?
I'm here, your boy, Joseph, and my co-host, very special co-host right here next to me. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Miguel. How's everyone doing, man?
You know, we're here to pretty much introduce our podcast. This is our first ever episode on Los Pensativos Podcast, where we're here to talk about different topics that we find interesting, you know, give our perspective, point of views, you know, sometimes if we feel some sort of way, get it off our chest, you know, like, you know, because we can be built up off of different emotions towards something and be so emotionally supportive about something and just, we just want to get it out there. But, you know, this is what our podcast is pretty much going to be based upon, different topics that are current, you know.
Well, that's the whole podcast in general.
Yeah.
But for today, we do have, I guess, a little introduction of ourselves. You know, we're going to be talking about basically a little bit of my background, a little bit of Joseph's background, how we even met. Because, I mean, dude, it's been 10 years, dude. 10 years of friendship. That's
10
crazy
years.
To me. That's crazy to me. Like, bro, like we.
Do you know how old you are? I don't know. I got stuck like at 26. I think.
Bro, imagine 20. I'm 27. Wait.
Damn, I'm 26. How did that happen? Weren't you a year younger than me?
That's what I'm saying. No,
man.
No, I'm saying we were like 17.
It's because my life paused at 2020. You know.
Look,
I took a vacation.
But yeah, no, like this podcast, yeah, we're gonna be talking about a little bit about us,
and
our backstory.
Tell me something about you. Like, what has led you to feel so enthusiastic about this, project that we have going on?
Well, yeah, with this little podcast that we started was, I don't want to say it's my idea because it's, of course, you're the one who told me, like, yeah, let's start this, you know,
right?
But I did wanted to start a podcast for myself for like a very long time already. Like, since 5 years ago that I told you.
Mm-hmm. Half a decade.
It took you 5 years just
to
say yes.
5 years ago.
5 years later.
5 years later. This is the part where in the caption says 5 years before.
5 years before.
This is where I was at.
No, for reals. But, yeah, like, I really wanted to start this project to be able to, you know, just have, like, a place to be able to, I guess, express my opinions or something like that. And, of course, get the opinions of other people, what they think of our topics that we talk about.
Pretty much you mean to argue with you.
Yeah.
He's ready for the smoke.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to, like, build a community as well, too.
Yeah,
which
you
is
know,
cool.
Right? I would agree with you. Yeah, that is a great response that you've had. And I feel like I'm a more of a person that's gonna, you remember when you would have a group presentation and there'll be that one guy is like, yeah, what he said. I agree, completely agree. Yeah, very strong emotions to that. I feel connected, like very powerful.
Literally saying the exact same thing the other guy said.
Copy and paste what Miguel said, and I mean, just to kind of like, feed off of what he's saying is just like it's a platform and. You know, it's our baby that we want to create and see grow and take it as far as we can take it. And we just want to see, create our safe space, just be able to talk about things and see other people's perspectives and see, what we in a way we want to learn too. I feel like for me personally, I'm always a person that if there's a piece of knowledge or some wisdom out there that I can learn and I truly accept it, because there's a lot of things that wisdom is out there and you're just like, nah, that don't make no sense. I'm not gonna take that with me. That's not part of my toolbox. Like,
oh well, yeah,
Well,
yeah, no. But the thing is here is that so whatever we do find out, because of course we're gonna do research about certain things, right? We are gonna be coming out and telling you about the opinions that we have on certain topics, and we are gonna be talking about this podcast, which is, for me, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you guys really enjoy listening to other people's opinions or like just learning new things from a podcast, this would be the perfect
place. Yeah. So just subscribe, share, comment, like, do all the great things and follow us and our socials, and we'll have that plugged in our description box. But yeah, what also, because it wasn't just like that we wanted to. It's not just like one day I just was like, oh, I want to be a podcaster because I see a podcaster making money and this is what I want to do. No. I feel like a little bit of our careers have shaped us where we're like, oh, you know what, being a podcast has been in the background, you know, like an idea that we've had, but I think just right now it's just been the perfect time to establish it, because we're just like, why don't we just do it? Just do it at this point, you know, like.
I mean, everyone's doing it. Might as well.
Yeah, it might as well just like, we're not trying to ride the wave, but we're just like, we've had it in the back of our minds for so long. We're just like, dude, let's just do it. Maybe it might be therapeutical for us. Like, you know, maybe it might, you know, it can be toxic. Who knows? Like, but we're gonna find her. And we're gonna bring her to justice. And but yeah, that I mean. That I feel like now, talking about our backgrounds now, tell me, Miguel, or tell not only me but our viewers, so they can get an idea of like what, you know, made you like be so comfortable in this space, because obviously the way you talk and you carry yourself in this podcast already shows like how much like experience you have. And so like what is it that you've done in these 10 years of our friendship to kind of lead you to be able to be comfortable with starting this podcast?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I mean, a little bit about my background, right? Mm-hmm. Of course. Yeah, just like Joseph said, for me, I do have some experience in like this podcast world, right? So when I was back in college, I was able to. I mean, I got a journalism, a bachelor's degree, with a minor in science communication.
Wait, hold up. And did you start off knowing that you wanted to do that? A degree, is that what you want to study for? Is that what you had in mind when you first? Because now that I think about it, I don't think I ever asked you, like, was that like your like goal?
No.
Or what was it? Why would you want to be a math teacher?
No.
Querías enseñar matemáticas.
Dude, hell no. For me, math, it was like the most horrible thing ever. No, so what's funny is like, okay,
I believe you. No.
Well, let's go back now. But so for me, back like in elementary school and even like middle school, I really loved math. Like for me, I just looked at it like if it was a puzzle piece, and I was able to just like solve the problems like that. But then came high school. Oh, dude, high school was horrible when it comes to
math. You started learning A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Not even that. The teachers were just so, like, they were messed up.
Okay, so I think now that is where we want to let our listeners know. Yeah. We both can, I don't want to get too ahead, right? But this is where we can both share that we both come from public schools. So public schools teachers are not always the best. You're gonna have a lot of those unicorns where you're like, this dude like he's so exciting.
It's always it's always the math teachers though.
Yeah. No. There's a lot of dry math. Maybe I don't know how it is in a private school, but I feel like in all the teachers I have that had taught math, they were pretty dry, huh? Like it was like where you're just like,
well, it's not even
like
dry.
You get frustrated and you're just like, bro, like how? And then they give you this homework.
No, it's not even that. It's for me, it's the fact that because I remember I had another homie back in the day, he would like solve problems, but he would solve them in a whole different
in his own way,
teacher, and he would get the right answer.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this teacher, I guess, did not understand how he got to the right answer. He's like, no, that's wrong. And we were all like, bro, it looks right. Like, he just did it in a different way. Right. Yeah, like, it looks right. He got the same answer. How's that wrong? No, because he didn't do this.
Because 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4. It equals fish.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. It's so
No. But I get you. Like you when you're going through your public school part, when you hit middle school.
Yeah.
That's when you started seeing like how crappy like the teachers were actually teaching.
I mean, in middle school, it wasn't necessarily the teachers. I think it was just everything, the experience of like.
Is it life?
Well, I mean, because for me, middle school was like a whole battle yard. There was at least a fight every single week.
That's true.
Or every other day.
I think we're like the last generation to kind of like deal with still like the crews. Remember how they would be crews or whatever?
Yeah, that was funny.
And like you'll either get what? Yeah, but.
Anyways, like fast forward.
So now you ended up choosing what is it that you end up choosing? Like what was your interest?
So for me back in high school, my whole goal was to become a doctor. Like I love science. I still love it to this day. I love biology, chemistry, like anything that has to do with science. I really love doing that. Like that really intrigued me. Like Like, you have no idea. It really intrigued me. But then after that, I met a teacher called Mr. Adolfo. Mm-hmm. So he's the one who got me into the whole journalism world. Mm-hmm. So I remember back in high school there was a little TV show that we used to work on called HP TV News or something like that, and it was fun. It was fun to be able to be part of that crew because I mean, even though I look back on the videos and I'm like, bro, these things were like bad, they were pretty cringe. Huh? They were cringe, but like that was a whole thing. Like I remember he told me, he's like, yeah, like you have like a whole natural thing to be an anchor. Like imagine you being in front of the camera, being an anchor one day for like a news outlet. And I'm like,
I'll be in front of the camera, but I think it'll be for the right reasons.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just like, that would be pretty cool. But for me, I really like sports, so I'm all like, what if I go like interview like the coach or something like that for the soccer team or for the, I don't know, volleyball team or something like that. And we started doing stuff like that as well too. And I mean, it was cool. It was cool to be part of that, and that's kind of what introduced me to the whole journalism world. So my whole thing was, even when it came to like graduating high school, I was all like, I'm gonna go into for like the top class or for like the top colleges, which was probably a really dumb thing to do, was that I was gonna put biology as my main major. So I was gonna put for, I think I ended up applying for like UCLA, UC Davis, Irvine. I think was it I forgot what was the last one. But yeah, basically like a really top college. I ended up applying for those colleges and I ended up putting biology. And for my Cal States I put I put journalism. And biology is my minor, just like as a backup. And lo and behold, the Cal State ended up getting me for my journalism, for the journalism thing. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this since clearly biology wasn't my thing, and for me, like I hate math. And then I remember in biology, I saw like all the courses that you had to take. I'm like, oh hell no,
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm glad I knew how to get this. Yeah. But yeah.
And don't lie. Did also the determinant to what school you're gonna choose, was it the financial aid?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's funny is that I found out that the school that we went to was prestigious when I was already in there. That's on my like.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I've never heard of that school. I mean, I remember me hearing it as one of the possibilities, but I didn't think of it like, oh, it's the #1 Cal State of California, and I don't know what. And I'm just like, bro, I just got here because they gave me good money. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, bro. Okay. Yeah, honestly. And
that's what pretty much led you to be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna go in here with journalism, no intentions of the financial aid. You're just like, they accepted me, Cal State Long Beach, maybe the radius. You're like, oh, it's not too far. I mean, at this point, okay, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. I mean, like you said, the distance wasn't that far. Literally to commute was like an hour, give or take, on the bus. And I was going to say walking, but I never did walking. On the bus and on the train.
Didn't you bike it one time? Oh. And your bike gave out or something?
No.
I do remember you. Oh, that day, It was the day we met.
No. That was a day. The day I biked it was the day I ended up turning in the orientation papers and the summer bridge application.
Oh,
it was the last day to turn it in.
I do remember. Not. Yeah. I got like a quick. I have bad memory, but I don't know how I remember that part. And I could just imagine you in this like little like BMX.
Yeah, dude, I had a BMX.
And you know how the BMX are really loud.
Yeah, no, it's because back then me and my homies used to always bike it from from our city to Long Beach. So I was like, man, I could do this like nothing. No, hell.
And then you're by yourself. You're like, you know what? I don't know. I didn't think about the freshman 15.
You know what? I didn't think about the right back, bro.
I remember last time we got picked up.
No. Wait, from where?
No, you're like, the last time I biked this with my friends, we got picked up by his parents.
No, dude, not yet. Yeah, those were.
No, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy how like without trying in a way, like you just figured out what worked for you. And I felt like would also you had, because I could relate to you on that point where for me it all started when I was in high school, and I started realizing I was like, nothing can get me away from being a creative person. Like I'm always gonna be like, when it would survey like to find out what majors or degrees you'll be. Do you remember those surveys that we would take where they would have it categorized in a way where, I mean, I feel like we all would catch how they would like kind of like, ask you, like, for example, if you were to have car problems, would you A, call the cops, or B, would you find your DIY it? C, would you pull out your notebook and start making a formula? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like straight up given that like they're gonna tell you like, oh, you should be a math major, a journalist major, an art major, science
so
major.
basically, guessing your major from the stuff
Like,
that you like.
from what you're interested.
Yeah.
And so then I remember that I would literally be like, bro, I already know I'm into art. My dad like kind of helped me with that because he would always force me on like drawing and implementing that, and seeing how he was always a DIY guy, like creative, and like always made things work, because he would be like, okay, like if I get the pliers like this, it would clamp on this way, twist it and turn it, and it's gonna be my key to my car. Things like that. I'd be like, bro, like, how does this guy come up with these things? So I've seen creativity at a young age, and then practicing it growing who I am today, like, just kind of like put me in that space where I'm like, I have to be with something that's gonna be creative. And I mean, right now I'm trying out the podcast, seeing how creative I can get with this, and like, so I can kind of relate to you in that sense, where I'm like, once I was in high school, I knew like being like editing these, because we would have a project, right? Like, it'd be like, oh, make a music video about a formula, and like it's out there in YouTube somewhere, and then we literally had to create like a like some sort of platform of how to teach somebody through a YouTube video. So I guess create a tutorial to simplify the formula, and how do you memorize it, so when you do a test or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I started realizing, like, I was like, dude, I love editing. I love doing the videos, like planning it out, like all the executing this whole thing. Like, it was leading me to be like, I want like how you had that interest where like the journalism thing, you're just like, oh, like, you know what, like I anchor man, I don't know, but you're like, I can see myself being interested in broadcasting or journalist or whatever, some sort of platform right there. You start realizing that at that age, and because I feel like most of us who go into college, we're just like, I don't know what I want to do. All I know is I don't want to be a failure to society. I want to go to school. Because I mean now kids, I feel like they're starting to understand, like a lot of young kids, 18-year-olds that are coming into the workplace, they're just like straight up, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to go to school. And I'm like, you ever thought about what you really want to do in your life? No. And it's just like, so you're just living in the moment. Pretty much, yeah. Like, I'm like, okay, bet, that's cool that they could just be like, I'm just gonna go where the wind takes me. But I'm like, but are you gonna want to waste those 5-10 years where you're just like, damn, like, at least I could have found out that I should have went for that, or should have went for this.
Yeah, I mean, but no disrespect for the people who decide not to go to school.
I have huge respect for them, man.
Huge respect.
I feel like they make more money than the people who go to college.
Tell me about it. Honestly, I mean, because right now, I mean, the stuff right now is different. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just the path can be a little bit more difficult, right. But it's not impossible to be able to go up to like to be a manager or something like that. Yeah. But I think college really helps you to be able to find, I guess, yourself, to be able to know exactly what you want to do, like what career path you want to take and stuff. Right. But yeah, I mean, I guess that was it kind of from my background.
Right.
Joseph, you already began talking a little bit about yours. So what was your college experience like?
So before, I talk about my college experience that you want me to explain to anybody who's listening to us right now, I kind of want to give them an idea, kind of how where I grew up, because obviously, even though we grew up, I guess, a couple miles, a couple miles away from each other, I mean, it was still different. I grew up more in the deep of South Central. Damn. And it was
right in the hood.
Yeah, right in the hood. No, but it was I met a lot of interesting people growing up, and I kind of it was weird because it was like I was in between of the deeps of South Central, where it could get like harsh, closer to like HP, and then I also grew up like in downtown LA, which had the roughness of like Skid Row, and then there was the roughness of like Crenshaw and anything above over there. And so it was kind of like anywhere you go left, right, straight, back, it's all like pretty. It's tough,
bro. You get
it's
shot
tough, bro.
any direction, bro.
So I mean, yeah, I grew up there. I fortunately my mom just kept us in school or focused in school and programs
Did
and
you
activities.
just say unfortunately?
No, fortunately.
I was like, yo.
No, that too. Mom, come on. I hated school. I kept telling you I don't want to go to school.
Damn, bro.
She forced me. No, I tell my mom to this day, the only reason I finished school, not college,
Yeah.
obviously high school was for her, and college I finished even though I want to give up, but it was for her.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it for myself. That's such, I know, there's such a, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm the only one. I feel like there's a lot of people that do it like that, and then they end up in the same position as me. And I'm like, now what do I do? Because I just went to school for nothing.
It's like the Finding Nemo fishes. Now what?
So then, yeah, I just ended up going to a small learning center that's a K through 12. From middle school, I started only there from middle school through high school. Had these prestigious programs where they kind of build you up that you're gonna get a full right to
a private school. My bad.
Yeah, it wasn't even a private school, bro. That was the worst public school. I don't. Maybe it's not the worst, obviously, because manual arts was pretty. It was rough. But Fauché was
soccer, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Fauché, man, like. It was definitely not in the map of a lot of people. Like if I say where I'm from, what school I went to, nobody cares.
Till this day,
nobody
I have no
knows
idea where that shit's at, bro.
So yeah, I had a couple projects and a group of friends of mine that they'd be into creating things like skits, and then how YouTube was starting to pop off.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, no, it was before that. It was when Cholo Ventures and Timothy Alaguero, when YouTube was just getting filmed. And I was getting into their skit, like how they would write their skits and record it, and then they obviously had the first way of having good quality videos too, like the first 4K, original 4K, which was just HD, I think.
Yeah.
And so then I started realizing I like doing some format of this. So then I guess that kind of led me to choose photography when I went to college. And then, I kind of started doing photography for myself as a business thing, so I could make it grow and have a portfolio and be my own boss or whatever, flex on that real quick. But then I realized I was like, man, nobody wants to pay your prices. Everybody wants to be cheap. Everyone wants free. And I mean, I should have just stuck with it. I should have just kept growing from it or whatnot. But I'm glad that I now I'm starting to learn, and I'm starting to realize I want to stay in the creative space, and I'm glad we're starting this podcast. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're so good. We have a good bond of friendship, a good friendship, and we just grew up kind of not too far from each other. So I feel like we relate on so many topics, but we can obviously tell that, you were more with Hispanic people. I was more with a predominantly African American public, So yeah. Though even sometimes when I talk, yeah, I was not used to a huevo, hey, güey, vente pa' acá, güey. Güey, ¿qué vas a hacer? And it was a lot of weight. There was not a lot of weight talk, Yeah. And it was what's up, bro? Or what's up,
What's up, homie?
Yeah, what's up, my boy? Hey, what up, dog? Yeah. You start, so there was a different lingo that I had. And when I met you, it was crazy because I started being more around Hispanic people. Yeah. And
makes sense.
But yeah, I mean that's a little bit about myself. Where I'm at now. I'm now filming this podcast because I really want to continue my adventures of being creative and finding this creative space, because I feel like, hey, we can take this however we want to go. We could make it as big as long as we put in that effort. So I'm kind of excited what this podcast has to offer, and I'm ready to keep going on with this episode. So now talking about our ending on that topic of a little bit about us. I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about more about just me and you now, how we met, how did everything go down. So if you want to elaborate on that part, start it off. Warm us up. Get us there. Get us to the climax.
Yeah, so now that we've talked, Joseph talked a little bit about his background.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Money.
Yeah, clearly it was all about the money, man. Mr. Krabs over here.
money.
But, yeah, so like we mentioned before, it's been around like 10 years since we already have known each other. It's honestly mind-blowing. But the way that
if you subtract 10 years from our life, how old were we?
No, I mean, I'm 27.
You were damn. So we met each other when we were 18.
Well, you were 18. I was.
That's kind of sounds sad. I was an 18-year-old hanging out with a 17-year-old.
No, we were both 17.
That sounded so funny. But we were both 17.
No, yeah, we were both 17.
All right, Zac Efron, 17 again.
Well, yeah, we were. No, okay. But it was funny.
We're 17-year-olds looking for love.
No, much.
Looking to be broke.
I know, right? No,
so we went to school to get more broke.
Yeah, low key. Hey, it took out a lot of money from us.
Okay,
that was not fun.
All right, so how did we meet? What was the first thing that you remember of us?
I remember. Meeting? So the first thing that
encounter.
The first thing I remember is orientation. Mm-hmm. So orientation was the first time I met this guy, which is the most funniest thing ever. Because, I mean, I remember for me that day, it was just, because there's some, like, personal drama going on or whatever, and I was just not happy that day. And plus, it was just gloomy. I just wanted to basically just get it done, go in, get my classes, come out, and go home. And then go chill, go watch YouTube or whatever. But then this fool. So I remember during our tour. Yeah. So it's basically Mario. Yeah, so the reason why he does that was because he to this day still has the freaking Mario mustache.
Hey, right now I have it because I don't got time to grow. I have a kid, man. Cut me some slack. I can't groom myself all the time.
But yeah, dude, it was hilarious because this guy over here, I'm already having a bad day, so he comes up to me, and this was all after. So like we had like a tour beforehand where they showed us the whole campus, and it was.
You were on tour?
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh man, what band were you in?
Bro, I was in the orientation band. We went
the Foreskins.
Yeah, the Foreskins. But I remember, so after the tour, we ended up going to go get our classes, and that's where I met this guy. So
one of his groupies.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, because this guy just comes up out of nowhere, and he's all like, "Okay, so so he comes up, he's all like, yo, how can I get my classes, bro? Like,
how can I set up my schedule? Yeah,
yeah. So he was like having trouble setting up his schedule and stuff.
Because I'm dumb.
Clearly.
Estoy bien, güey. Para esas cosas, no. Si tú me pones algo de las clases, no, güey. No voy a poner atención.
Well, yeah, esa madre no. It's because we had like a professor literally show us like step by step on how to be able to get our classes. I'm like, bro, just pay attention. That's all you gotta do.
Bro, I'm one of those guys on YouTube that I watch your first second. I'm like, hey, and I'm like at the end, I'm like, damn, I knew it, bro. I knew he bought that card.
No, but like this guy over here literally came up to me. He's all like, hey, bro, like, so like, homie, how can you like put this in your class, or can I put that class over here? And I'm over here like, oh, dude, this fool.
I'm over here thinking, maybe a lo mejor no entendió. Hola, amigo, ¿no me puedes ayudar?
Nomás tenía el nopal en la frente, güey.
And then when I realized you didn't speak Spanish, I was just like, fuck, I don't know any more languages. Año ashimika.
No manches, güey.
That means like hello or something like that in Korean. Shout out to my Koreans, all right? I learned a little bit of Korean. I bet you didn't know that, huh? You didn't know I knew a little bit of Korean.
Watch you offend like a whole country just with that saying, bro.
Don't blame me, man. That was my teacher right there. So go come after him, man.
No, but so that was the whole orientation. And then after that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, let me just help this for whatever's, and let me let me get over this because I just want to go home. Like, I don't want to be here. Fuck this. Like, I just want to go home. And so, like, really? That day was over. That day was over. So then...
You thought that was the last of me.
Exactly.
You thought that was the last of me.
So now back to, like, the story of me literally biking into Long Beach to go turn in my summer bridge program, like, papers and stuff. So, after that was the first day of summer bridge. Then summer bridge is basically a whole program where we were able
you're
to,
a procrastinator, man. You waited till, like, the last minute.
Hell yeah, dude. I ain't gonna fucking...
You're like, all right, I'll sign up for this program right now.
Yeah, dude.
It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow, bro. But yeah, and then I remember with this guy, so the first day of summer bridge, so what summer bridge is, right, it's a whole program where we were able to take our math and English classes that we needed to get ahead and like
to get credit, those credits already. Yeah.
Exactly. So I remember the first day, it was in the dorms. And I remember I went into the dorms because...
Hold up. Explain to them just in simple terms.
That's right.
That what's Summer Bridge program was made for what? It was 4 weeks, right? It was total 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
And it gives you the experience to know what it is to commute and know what it is to dorm. Now, the first 2 weeks, we dorm. And that's where Miguel goes on. And, now you explain to them we met right there, right?
Yeah, so it was the most weirdest thing ever because for me, I was not expecting to see anyone that I knew.
Right.
Until I see this guy. And I was all like...
Were you still having a bad day?
No, for that day, it was clearly a new day. Right? It's a new day. Yes, it is.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
But so I remember I bumped into him in the hallway. And I was all like... who the hell is this? I was like, oh, damn, it's Joseph.
Exactly how you said it is exactly how we talk to each other. No way. And I was like, no way, it's Miguel. Like, because I didn't know his name.
You didn't even know who I was.
Yeah. It's just like, I know this dude. This is a dick that he want to help me with my schedule.
I was like, bro, I know this guy. That is so cool.
No me tocó este culero aquí.
No, and then after that, he asked me, he's all like, hey, yo. You're like, what room do you have? I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm about to go find out. So I was like, oh, for sure. Like, let me know when you find out. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Exactly. It does sound exactly what you said. Yeah. Now it sounds, you're like, oh, let me know. And I was like, yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah. And we're like so excited. And I think that's when I walked away from you. And then you kept like loading up yourself or something.
Yeah. And then I remember I went to the door and I was like, who the hell is Joseph? Because I didn't even remember your name. Then after that, you come in and like, hey, bro, like, yo, what's up? I was like, oh, dude, like, you're staying here? We're staying here. Oh, shit, we're roommates. What?
That's crazy. You're like, what's up?
Like, that's cool, dude.
He was all fake, man. Fake love to me. Fake love to me. Because he knew I was his only friend now. Yeah. And I was just like, shit, he is my only friend, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, which is weird, though, because then after that, I found out that someone that I knew from elementary school was there too, and then someone that I knew from high school was there too as well.
Your girlfriend and your best friend, right?
This for my girlfriend, no way.
Oh wait, yeah, that one dude, huh? That weird ass dude. That was like, man.
So there was 2 people that I knew from high school.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there was a weird dude that then ended up getting married for whatever reason after. But anyways, so there's that dude and then some other dude that played basketball. But so then I remember we ended up living
basketball.
Together.
He looked like the basketball. It's like, what sport did this guy play?
Real.
He didn't even look like a basketball
He was clearly the basketball bro on the court.
He was the rim, my boy.
He was clearly not the rim.
He wasn't even the ref. That was the bench warmer.
But yeah, and then after that, so me and him ended up living together for like 2 weeks. Those were insane. Only because, so they would leave us so much work that we would stay up until like 3 in the morning.
Remember when you were so bad, you would have writer's block all the time. That I'd be like, bro, I'll write you up an essay. Yeah, and then I wrote him up an essay. He's like, it doesn't sound like me. I'm like, boy, you know what? Just edit out whatever it doesn't sound like you and put it. No, I'm gonna start all over. And he literally like stayed up the whole day, the whole night. I mean. and he woke up like that, like, and he had to go to school, only like 30 minutes of sleep, and I had to wake him up sometimes because he wouldn't even hear the alarm. Because remember how I would jump and you would laugh because I would spring. I'm like, gosh, because I always had that reaction, like, I'm late.
You had PTSD, bro.
Yeah, from like, it's because now I knew that my mom was in there to tell me, like, mijo, levántate, ya es tarde. Yeah, like, no, okay, vámonos, I had to walk. I was like, it was either I go running or I go walking. I don't want to run, I'm gonna walk.
What's funny is that for me, I still remember the ringtone that I had on my phone that would like wake both of us. I have
yeah, that's why I said like that, like
something like, yeah, I need to look for it for me to,
I don't know, don't look for it, man. I think it's probably
that thing's gonna give me back PTSD, bro. But yeah, no, like those 2 weeks were insane because like we were like be up until like 3 a.m. Then we had this one like polvito, el pericazo, que no era pericazo.
Yeah. Oh, sí.
It was like a little
no?
sugar, like a little sugar packet.
Yeah,
of like Crush.
The Crush. Oh yeah, I was saying.
Yeah, it's like basically like orange Crush flavor.
Like Tang. Remember Tang? With the orangutan. Like the little you just put the powder and mix that orange juice.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
like,
that's it.
So
like,
it was just that.
Put
like,
that in our waters.
Yeah,
I would have a case of waters, and then that's how we would go every night. Huh?
That's how we would stay up because we had such a big ass sugar rush, bro.
Our neighbors would be like, "Dude, what are you guys doing up night?"
All I hear you is laughing,
bro. We had 6-packs from la pinche risa que teníamos, like just cracking up. We would have 6-pack. I remember I used to tell you, my stomach, stop, like or something like that.
Like, bro, I can't.
Bro, imagine hearing us what we're saying. Imagine hearing that, like just like your neighbor saying that, my stomach, stop. Bro, I can't stop.
Bro, I can't.
Para, güey. No puedo.
That's weird. Our R8 did not say anything.
Because he was a weirdo, man. He was just like right there, just posted. Like, I don't know where he was. Whatever. But yeah, like, you know, and then that's how we came to be. We kind of met through like a random, literally I randomly made it to the school. I don't know how I got accepted. I found a way. I randomly bumped into you with a badass attitude. I thought you were a dick after that conversation. And then we ended up meeting Summer Bridge, and I felt like we neutralized the thing, like, and we was just like, whoa, you know, we're like I feel like because it feels like we're like in war, so we're just
honestly,
like, we're like, bro, like, because it feels like everybody's for themselves, but when we met, we're like, nah, it's us against everybody now, like, because I don't know, I guess now it feels like, because we weren't friends and we didn't know each other, but we just clicked. We're just like, all right, like I'm like this. I like my room clean this way. Yeah. You're like this. So let's figure a way how to work around this shit. You know, like,
I remember we had like so many conversations as well. So when we had like nothing to do and stuff, which I feel like that's kind of what got us, I guess, closer in our friendship. Yeah. Then after that came in like the commuting part. The last 2 weeks. Those were tough, man. Bro, I remember. So this guy would like sometimes. Well, I think you already drove at that time, no?
I only drove once.
Was that already at the end?
Yeah, my dad had gifted me. All right, so quick side note: my dad had gave me a Mazda 3 hatchback. Yeah. Manual transmission. And I didn't know how to drive manual. I just my friend, my childhood friend had taught me how to drive a little bit.
I just remember.
And then after that, I was just like, "All right, YouTube, how to drive manual transmission." And I just learned that way by myself, and then it was enough for me to get there, you know, to school.
So let me backtrack a bit. So the commuting part, what me and this guy actually did, I think we ended up taking the blue line for like a few days or something like that. Was it that, or was it during there that we started taking it? No. No, okay. Well, no. Point is,
so I drove so 1 week commute. I mean, 1 week dorm is done. We have a weekend, right? In between week 1 and week 2. That weekend I go home. Yeah. And I come back in my car, and I was just like, man, that was the scariest experience. I don't know how I'm gonna go back.
I remember clearly. You told me that I was there the first day that you actually drove that car.
No. That's why it's still considered the first time because I got there by myself.
Shit, yeah.
And then after week 2 is done of dorming, now you have to get all your belongings and go back home. So I told them, do you want me to give you a ride home, because I think you're having a hard time like seeing if your parents could like what time they're gonna pick you up. So I was like, oh, don't worry about it, man, I'll take you home, don't even worry about it, I have my own car, my car's right there. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, perfect. Bam. So then he ends up trusting me, and we get into my car, and I tell him, by the way, this is my first time driving.
No, you never told me.
Driving this car. No, yeah, I did.
No, you did not.
It's not my fault. You didn't read the.
I found out like a year later. This was like, oh, by the way, that was like my first time.
Okay, that goes to show how good of a driver I was then. He didn't know.
No, I really did not know, though. You did know how to drive at least.
I got that right. I was pretty good, huh?
Hey,
for only YouTube.
I didn't know.
For only YouTube, I was like, damn, this is pretty easy. Like you could only tell when I didn't know, when I was trying to downshift, when you're like in higher RPMs, and you gotta like figure out how to like match the RPM to like be able to give a smooth, like slower, like a smaller gear. And like I didn't understand the concept. I was like now I'm like, I would go drive you a car right now, like stand there, no problem. But back then I was nervous, like to show you that, because I was just like, if I make him freak out, he's gonna make me freak out. And if I freak out, we're about to end up on the side of the fucking road. No, I'm gonna pull over and be like, I don't know how to get home.
And I remember that I would look at him, I'll be like, why is he acting so nervous?
Oh yeah, I was pretty quiet, huh?
Yeah, you were like kind of quiet.
I was so focused.
I'm like, something is up, but you know what? That's probably him, because that's how he drives.
That's how he probably drives his focus.
Yeah, like
that's what I like. My boy's a defensive driver.
He's just probably just focusing on the road. Like, it's nothing big. But so like I did not know that was his first time. And
but yeah, that you know, we've had not only that experience, but we have other experience where we look back and we laugh about it, and we're always doing like dumb shit. Always happens to us, bro. And it's been a fun ride overall. And you know, our college experiences, you know, him doing journalism, me doing photography, we kind of started realizing like we're both creatives. He's had great experiences with his ventures that he had in college that had to deal with anything journalism. I had my fair share of like you know, working with people, you know, whether it be for photography or my job, you know, understanding like, you know, building more relationships with people and understanding like how I should act with others. And you know, I feel like you had more of a career opportunity, and I had more of a no, at least how I saw it. How I saw you, I was like, man, this guy is like having so many doors open for him. And I'm just like, how do I learn how to be a good customer service person?
Those doors shut real quick.
Yeah, I bet. Because like he was quiet for a while, but I mean, I did remember when I would see him, he was going up, and I was like, dude, I gotta go up too. So I started doing the photography, and I started trying to make my own money. Les quería cobrar, y no querían pagar, and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do this, bro. No vamos a hacer este baile donde me pagas esto, no, págame acá, no, esto es lo que quiero, no voy a andar gastando de gas de eso, blah, whatever. And so then, you know, I'm kind of proud for him. You know, he kind of is helping me make this podcast, you know, work. And, you know, we're trying to, you know, learn little things and you know, pick up things, work on, you know, fixing other things. And, you know, we're getting the hang of the whole podcasting, like, as, like, you know, a longevity thing. Like, he knows how to run things to a certain extent. And hopefully this is going to be the one. Yeah, and this is the one where he's really va a poner atención el cabrón y va a poner las pilas al 100. Yeah, but sí, pero, you know, like, I would say now that we've we've talked about how we met, right? We talked about how, you know, like our college experience and, you know, our backgrounds and stuff like that, now how we are. And, you know, like, I guess the important question here is, ¿por qué todavía somos paisanos?
¿Paisanos de qué? ¿O qué? Pues somos latinos, güey. Por eso somos paisanos. Por eso.
¿Por qué seguimos siendo compadres, pues, güey?
I have no idea.
Yo tampoco. Cada vez que viene bien tarde ese güey, porque es mi pinche amigo este pendejo. Le dices a este güey a las 3, no, este güey era a las 4, 5. No, a las 5:30 diciéndote, no, es porque fui a McDonald's, pero fíjate que los güeyes me chingaron la orden.
Pues
So, hice tardar otra hora.
Pues sí, los cabrones no agarran.
No, pues sí, pero qué lindo de saber que tenemos una amistad tan fuerte y bien sólida que no se puede nomás romper así fácil. Sí. Y siempre tratamos de encontrar una manera de cómo lidiar con los imperfecciones que tenemos. Y yo creo que nos ha ido bueno en ese perspectiva, pero gracias a Dios, ¿verdad? Que le echamos ganas.
Eso es lo bueno, porque si no le echamos ganas, no.
La fregada, qué pinche amistad. Vamos a tener pinche juegos amistosos nomás. No, but yeah, and then
By the way, sorry for the code switching, everyone. We are gonna be doing that a lot in this podcast, and I'm so sorry. But for us, it's literally just like a forced habit that we do. Like Spanish, whenever I'm talking Spanish, like talking English, I mean, luego se me viene el español. Then from el español, I go from like English.
It's just our roots, stuff, man. It's our roots. It's how we grew up.
Yeah, just putting that out there for everyone.
Our way of communicating on everything. And so, sorry about that, man. The head in me wanted to come out.
No mames.
Es porque yo soy del barrio, güey. Yo no soy... Yo soy un sabo kid, güey. Edgar. No, pues sí, pero... I want to say pretty much from here on out, what is it that you want to say that the people are gonna be able to start seeing in our podcast, and what is it that we're trying to get at right here? Like why this? Why the podcast? Why are we doing this?
I think we've been saying it the whole time that we've been talking here. Mm-hmm. So like we said, the podcast is gonna be a place where we're gonna be able to express our opinions on certain topics.
Right.
Hopefully you guys enjoy them. But overall, I mean, we just want to thank you so much for being able to tune into this podcast. Of course, we here had this dream already since the past 5 years to be able to get this started off the ground. I know, right? And finally, we're able to do this.
Do it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what. I mean, if anything, probably this podcast might be the most worst one that we've ever done. But hey, it's all up from here,
Yeah, we're just trying to learn and we're trying to get better. And we're not perfect here, and we're just trying to get you to understand. We just want to create a cool ambiance where it's free to talk about anything. We have limitations where we keep respect for certain topics. We're just giving some viewpoints that we might agree or disagree, and why. But we're very opinion based. We're not gonna be factual. We're not gonna be 100% correct all the time. We like to maybe research some things, and before we even get those conversations started, or maybe mid conversation we can just look up and
no factual though. I'm gonna try to be factual, bro.
Oh, he can spit you with the facts, because I like when somebody spits with the facts.
If we do research and do not get the facts.
I'm the emotional. I'm the emotional guy. I'm gonna tell you, I hate you. Why? Up, I don't know.
I just feel like I do.
But yeah, man, I would just want to say one more time, this is Pensativos Podcast. Thank you for listening. Be on the lookout for our podcast. We have YouTube that we'll be releasing our first podcast on, and we will already have our TikTok and Instagram active, but we will be being more in tune with it, having our social media people taking charge, putting postings of when
social media people, o sea, yo.
Porque ahora va a trabajar 5 más duro. Échale ganas, primo. But this is our podcast. Thank you for listening. I'm Joseph.
I'm Miguel.
And see you later.
Deuces.
Out of here.